So welcome to another episode of the AFC Man On. Tonight we've got Garry Reynolds on. Welcome, mate. How you doing?
I'm all right, Joe. Thanks very much. Aye, how are you?
Aye, no bad, mate. No bad. So we'll just go through your time in amateur football. Pete's been telling me a wee bit. But we'll discuss stuff like your best away days, any funny stories you've got. If you want to throw MD under the bus, crack on.
Okay.
And don't be nice and don't put Peter in your 1 to 11.
Because
he's here. Just don't do it. Because he's not that good.
Behave, man. Behave. The original Kaiser is on.
Nah, so just remember, guys, give us a wee like on Facebook and follow us on Twitter as well. And we'll get this uploaded once we're completed to Spotify and YouTube as well. So tell us a wee bit about yourself then, Garry. When did you start amateur football then?
Probably started amateur football, must have been about 8 or 9 maybe. So you're talking, 30 years ago. I started out with Netherdale. Played with them all my childhood basically. What else? Played with our ladies' high school. Only put them in there because we were a cracking side. What else? Once I left school, I joined the Brandon Bar. Brandon Bar was good. 1 season wonders. Then the Bully. And then finally Motherwell Thistle, who were a Saturday team.
Aye. They're still going there as well, aren't they?
They are indeed, mate. Aye, they're a really good side.
So, out of all your teams, what's been your favourite one to play for?
It's has to be the Bully. I was there for a long, long time, and it was me and my mates that started the team. So
right.
that for me was pretty special, to be honest.
Class. How did that come
good,
about then? How did starting the Bully come about? You just think, fuck it, we'll just start a team?
What age was I must have been about 22 maybe. And we were all playing with Brandon for a season when we were about 19, and then we just hit that age where we just wanted to enjoy ourselves. We were starting to get into pubs and all that. And it was actually in the Bullfrog where we decided maybe we should get another team and go here.
Class. So with the Bullfrog, how long were you there for?
I'd say we probably started maybe about 2004. And I would say I was there until probably about, 2015 maybe.
Yeah.
2014, 2015.
So that'd be still in the Carluton district, like?
Aye. Most of my days were in the Carluton district. I didn't get much in the ANC at all.
Did you get a testimonial?
What is it?
Did you get a testimonial? You've been there long enough, man.
Didn't get a testimonial, didn't get a cheerio, mate.
No way. A Bully legend like yourself and all.
It was good, but I mean, I made the decision myself to leave. I felt as if I was getting older. Missus was pregnant again. A lot of young boys coming through, and I wasn't really getting as much game time as I'd like. And that was it, basically. I decided to leave. Turned up every now and again and met the boys and that again and got a bottle at the side or whatever and just enjoyed it just as much.
That's class. So that must be quite good though, looking at that and seeing the amount of trophies they went on to win, even for 2015. You know what I mean?
It was brilliant, mate.
That'd be class even looking at
that. First season, as I say, we were all like 22, 23, and we had a right good core of boys. But it didn't last long, really. The first season, I thought we were brilliant. Second season, bit of a decline. Boys left and all that. And then we really struggled for a few seasons after that.
But then they basically won everything, didn't they? For the years.
We got there eventually, mate. That's
good. That's class, man.
For these winners for the off?
Aye. I mean, when I was growing up, as I say, I played with Netherdale. Again, it took us maybe 2 seasons to get into the swing of things when we were wee boys. After that, we started winning leagues and cups. And then our ladies, we won the Scottish Cup. And then I was just used to winning things, basically. And when we were getting pumped and stuff, I didn't really know how to take it.
Obviously, the kind of same core of boys that went from Netherdale with the school and then starting the Bully, was the same kind of core?
Well, kind of. I mean, the school team in Netherdale, for say maybe 15 to 18, it was practically the same boys right through the two teams. There's maybe about 5 boys joined the Bullfrog at the start. We actually started out as a cherry tree, but that didn't last long.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that. That was quite good. Don't know. What's been your favourite moment then?
I don't know, mate. Just winning things, basically. I never thought I would see the day again. I went through near enough all my 20s. I never won a thing. And then, basically, once you break that seal, we just couldn't stop winning.
Was the first one better though? Say your first trophy of Bullfrog?
Honest to God, the first one was unbelievable. It was pretty pathetic, really. I think it was the Premier Divisional trophy. So you can imagine, it was only 10 teams in it. I think we got a bite to the semi-final. So we only won a semi-final when we were right into the final. You'd think we'd won, honestly, about 42 legs to get to this final. The way we celebrated it, it was unbelievable, man.
So what's the best trophy you've won then?
Well, for sheer size and kind of like what it meant was probably the Scottish Cup with the school.
Right, ideal.
That was massive, mate. What I seen this shield, it was no need. You could have took it any battle. It was that big.
Have you done any?
Netherdale, I know.
Yeah.
Aye. So I genuinely thought when we kicked off with the Bullfrog, I just thought I was going to win the Scottish again.
Were you in the team for the Bullfrog that got to the Scottish Cup final?
Oh man, trust me.
Was that
I
the
left
year
the
after?
season before.
That was Dundee Argyle as well. It was against
Dundee Argyle, mate. Aye. I went up. I went to other rounds that season, and then I went up to the final. I thought the boys first half, I thought they were brilliant. Probably deserved to go on ahead, to be honest with you. Second half was pretty even Steven. They scored for a corner, I'm pretty sure. 1-0, that was it.
Fucking, that'd be gutting, man. That would be
I was
gutting.
gutted for them, I was, man, but they got there, you know what I mean? It's still an achievement, I think.
Nah, it's not, definitely. What's the craziest moment you've had? Any daft things that just stun it?
Well, when I was playing once, I must have been about 13. We were playing in View Park. It's a team called View Park Focus. So we're all wee boys, man, and as I say, we were about 13. We were starting to get good. We were winning. And there was this boy at the side, and he was giving his grief all game. You're a wee dick, you're fucking getting it. You're a wee dick. Still and drink a bottle of wine and all that, right? So he disappeared, and I'm like, thank fuck for that, man. 5 minutes later, he appeared with a strip on, they got subbed on, and I had to fucking mark him.
Who came out that better, man?
Mate, honestly, that was ridiculous. What else? Playing football again up the King George. Next minute, everybody just started running like fuck, man. There was a helicopter landed in the middle of the park. That's kind of
middle of the game.
Aye, mate. Aye, there's a fucking helicopter going into the hospital. You know what I mean? So, we had to get off the park where the helicopter landed.
We'd have probably had that daft bastard. It fucking probably stunned.
There's been loads and loads of things. I can't really, obviously, there's been that many. When you play football for as long, at amateur, you're bound to see some crazy shit, man.
Aye. When you go, PC?
What's been your worst memory to date?
Worst memory? I think the realisation that I should probably give up football, to be honest with you, man. I didn't take that decision lightly, but it's probably the right decision. What else? Getting beaten. We took a few doings. Probably one of the worst doings. We get beat 10-0 after the War Office. And it was just, honestly, mate, it should have been about 25-0.
Aye, that bad a performance.
Aye, it was. I think probably we lost about 6 guys after that, and we really struggled for the rest of the season. But the boys we got in, after that were probably much better players, and it kind of spurred us on. And when things were going all right, you kind of look back to these things and you remember that you need to enjoy it while things are going well.
Aye. So, what's been the best goal that you've scored?
I've not scored very many goals. I don't know how much pieces tell you, but I doubt very much he was waxing lyrical about my goals.
Will be a bit of his anyway.
Well, I've scored a few, mind you. I scored.
Defender Union, man.
Exactly, mate. Exactly. I scored one when I was young against a team called Motherwell Phoenix. Basically, I ran the full length of the park, went through about 5 50-50s. Never had the ball under control once, and then slotted it right at the end, man. Full place went mental.
What's been the best goal that you've seen?
Again, I mean, I've played with some brilliant players, man. But there's a couple that they stick out. There was one. Do you know Craig Gunn, perchance?
Aye,
Do you know Pete? Aye. We're playing Max Bar. This was just about the time where we started to turn. You know what I mean? Things were starting to go a bit better for us. Probably my favourite goal because I set it up. So I ran down the wing and I looks up and there's Craig, maybe about 20 yards out. So I crossed it in for him, gets in the chest, going to the thigh, volleys it right in the top corner. Honestly, I don't even think Craig could believe it went in.
Craig was playing at a higher level for a bit, wasn't he?
I think so, mate. Aye, he was a solid boy. He was there most of the time as well. He never really let you down. John Henry, I know. John Henry, man. Some of the goals that boy scored are unbelievable. Just chips, lobs, scored more headers than guys at 6'5". He's got absolutely no right to score the headers he scored, man.
Oh, he's scary, man. Scary good.
He scored one down Muirhouse once. I think it was one of the first games of the season, and I think it was the season after we won the league for the first time. And the ball get crossed in, and again Johnny must have been about 20 yards out. Gets crossed in. It's a way up in the air, man, and he's just done a mad overhead scissor kick right in the top corner. He was capable of stuff like that, Johnny.
Still going the route, eh?
I don't know. I've not seen the wee guy for a while.
He's playing over 35s now. And
maybe that's where I should head.
He's still kicking.
Brilliant. Honestly, I mean, I played with Johnny right with Netherdale, with our ladies, with the Brandon, and with the Bully.
Yeah, he's frightening, man. Frightening.
17-year-old, that boy should have went. Honestly, he should have went pro. He was one of the best I've ever seen.
See, when I first started getting involved in amateurs, he was coming there, and I was doing helping out with the league and that. And he was suited and booted. It was a cup final. I thought he was a referee.
Aye,
I was like, mate, the referee's out there.
Came suited and booted. They just never suited the guy, man, at all.
Oh, he's like, I'm not a referee. I'm playing for the Bullfrog. I was like, oh, fuck, sorry, mate.
What a player. Truly special player, man.
Aye. So you've said that you've won Scottish Cups and stuff like that as well, and the leagues that you've won with the Bullfrog. Has there been any awards that you've won individually?
No.
And a team player?
Definitely, mate. I just stand at the back and I just kind of mop it all up, let the boys that can play football play football.
Fucking ideal.
It's a dying breed now.
I wasn't in it. If I wasn't in it for the glory, mate, I just love to get out there and 50-50s and all that, and that was all for me.
Outstanding. And what do you miss most about football?
The changing room, mate. Definitely.
Just the banter and stuff?
Aye. Definitely. You could walk into the changing room and you might not have seen somebody for about 4 or 5 weeks, and it's just right back into the swing of things again, you know, just taking pelters, dishing it out. The smell of the changing room as well, it's fucking disgusting, man, but you missed it.
What was the Bully changing room like you were in? Was it like tunes on before it, or was it just absolute nonsense?
Mostly nonsense, to be honest with you. Closer to the end, when we KT get involved, he seemed to be, he liked the tunes, man, and he used to bring a speaker and all that, and he used to put the tunes on, but nah, I mean, there was times I was sitting probably about 15 minutes for kick-off and you've only got 8 players, you know what I mean? And you've got folk coming in left, right and centre, running late, folk you've never seen before, ready to pull on a strip. I miss the madness of it all.
If you could play with any amateur player, who would it be?
I think I was lucky enough really to play with a lot of guys who, that if you asked that question to other people, they would say them, to be honest with you. I played with some really, really, really good players. If you were to push me on a player I would have liked to play with the Bully, maybe not me, with me or whatever, but for the Bully, there was a wee guy called, I think it was Ginny McGuinness, played with New Stevenson, Cleland and all that. He was frightening. He was like Johnny Henry, but he was like a monster. Honestly, Johnny Henry was calm, cool, collected. This boy was just 100 mile an hour, non-stop, running at the top of you.
Kickboxing?
Aye, that's the very one, aye.
I mean, I heard he was an absolute cracking player, Garry.
He was, mate. Honestly, frightening. There's a wee guy who played with the Warrior and all. You probably know him, piece of Craigie Marshall.
Oh, mate.
He was my year at school.
I would have definitely took it to Billy.
He was dynamite.
Cracking player.
If you could play with any other team other than the Bullfrog, who would you pick?
I mean, there really is only one team that I would say, and it's simply because when I was kind of coming through the Bully, they were sweeping up everything. Scottish Cups 3-4 years in a row. I think it was Finner Star they were called.
Right.
They played at Glasgow Green. They couldn't get near them, mate.
Finart used to run a few leagues, I know, did they not?
Aye, it was all the same boys. I think they played Saturday, Sunday, and I think a lot of them played youth as well together and come through together. They were untouchable for a couple of seasons.
So they had a few teams, see, when I played with Forge, obviously we won the Kirlick League. Fair they had a team in it, but I think they actually ran a league.
I wouldn't put it past them. The boys were involved in a lot of community stuff and a lot of football stuff, all the age groups and stuff.
Hey, who's your favourite team to play against?
I used to like playing against Max Barr for some reason. I don't know. It was, you had the kind of Celtic Rangers thing. You also Motherwell Wish You, and they were never that good either. Even when we were really bad, we still gave them a game. You know what I mean? It was always an enjoyable game. So I really enjoyed playing against Max Barr, mate. Really rough and tumble games as well.
The Bullfrog used to get that a lot though, didn't they? Was that because of the whole KT thing? Or
nah, man. We were well on the go. See, the very first training session we had, there must have been, honestly, about 50 guys there. Everybody from Muirhouse, Netherton and the surrounding areas were there. And one of the guys that were there is KT's dad. So he came in the first training session, just smashed everybody. That's all he done. Just anybody that moved, he just smashed them. And if you said anything about it, he's like, you're playing man's fit with new son. That was it.
No, I just remember it was a few years ago. I think it was Bardyke Rovers showed up to a Bullfrog game with the kind of fucking Union Jack and that. Get it up easy and all that. And then it was kind of to and fro and Celtic Rangers kind of thing. It was just one that was just
the boys that played with us were Celtic fans. I won't dispute that, but we had a few Rangers, a few Marvel fans, but you'd say probably 70% were Tims.
I think the Bullfrog Bar's kind of known more for being like a Celtic pub, innit?
I think so, mate. Aye, I mean, obviously, you know Big Tolly, aye?
Aye.
I wouldn't speak to him when he joined the Bully, man, because it was a Tim show, he says.
Who's the worst team you used to play against? Who did you hate playing against?
I was never really a fan of playing against what they called again, Cross Keys, man. You always got a hard game against the Cross Keys. Always. Sometimes they went over and above, to be honest with you. They were some mob. Dyke Keed and all, man. Dyke Keed always gave you a right hard game. I didn't hate playing against them, but I quite like playing against Dyke Keed.
Did you ever see like your heart that the teams you hated, you knew it was going to be like an absolute scrappy game? Did you ever have guys in the dressing room it would no fear it, but kind of shy away from it and get into their shell, or did everybody kind of stand up and be all counted for?
Nah, man. Some of them would definitely go in their shell. Aye, definitely.
It's just natural, isn't it?
His mate, same as a newer guy that joined us, and he'd no idea. He'd never played Dyke Keed as a war office or something like that before, and 10 minutes out of the game, you're like, what the fuck's happening here, man? This mob are mental. But you do, you know what I mean? You just need to try and coach them through
it. What's been your favourite part to play at? I know Muirhouse is like a bowling green, so...
Honestly, I'd say probably a better part when it was Ash, to be honest with you, man. What a fucking mess they made it.
Don't say Payder Parks either, man.
The what?
And the Payder Parks are a nightmare, I know.
It might be a nightmare, but they're better than Muirhouse. What else do I like? Amateur or just my favourite part?
And you've played on?
I was lucky enough to play at Fir Park with Motherwell Thistle.
I think I had that took the park behind Muirhouse.
Hey.
Mate, Fir Park was awesome. Honestly, I couldn't believe it. See, when you get out on it, that was well maintained, a cracking park. I used to like getting up to Carstairs. Don't know if you ever played up there.
I think so, no.
That was a good park, just lined with trees. Basically, you walked through, just a wee gap among the trees, and then you went out, and it was just a park surrounded by trees. Man, it was cracking. Kernwath, you ever play up in Kernwath?
No.
That was another cracking park.
See, with Motherwell, you look at there's like 3-4 parks. Now, with that, they're all decent wee grass parks that you can just go and play on. No, you don't get it anywhere, man.
Nah, you don't. I mean, probably, I enjoy playing at Muirhouse, but only, I would say really only midweek games. Midweek games when it was warm, brilliant, mate.
Just right in your back doorstep and the crowd and...
The crowd, there was people you hadn't seen for a long time, and as soon as they heard there was a midweek game on down the park, they'd all be doing fireworks, bonfires, flags, bottles, everything, man.
I remember the fireworks.
Aye, the boys
shit myself. We were playing Bullfrog, and it was a Friday night on Wisher Sports Centre, and Bullfrog scored, and fucking the firework got off behind my ear. I was like, what the fuck?
Get on here. About spending the dough on the fireworks and the pyro.
What's your least favourite part? What part did you hate?
I really don't like Wishy Sports Centre.
Nah.
That new one that they spent about, I don't know how much they spent.
The hybrid thing.
They get fucking bumped anyway. really bad.
Last sand pit, man.
It's terrible. Honestly, I couldn't believe it when I finally set foot on it. I'm really disappointed.
Done the same down at Bovril Hall, done it at Straffy.
Aye.
That's a hybrid parking on. It's just as bad.
I really didn't like that park at all, man. I thought that was really bad. There's a couple other parts, I think. I don't know. I think I got here. The Calder Park. You ever played in the Calder?
Yeah.
Dusty as fuck. Honest to God, man. I used to have bronchitis by half time.
I didn't mind the parts. I grew up playing in them with like Jervy and I just...
Of course you did, mate. I understand that. I know, but I couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe. I hated the thing. It was dusty as fuck.
What's been the best tackle you've seen?
I mean, I'm a centre half, you know what I mean? That was my bread and butter. I might not have been good at many other things, but I was all right at the old tackling.
Is there anyone that stands out that you've absolutely smashed somebody?
50-50, even 70-30, I was right in for it, man, no problem. One of the best tackles, but it was actually the game at Fir Park. I think it was like, we were winning 1-0. Must have been about 5 minutes to go, and a corner come in and get flicked onto the back post. Big Stu Hunter's just stunning, watching it. It just went by him, and I just appeared from nowhere on the line. It went away anyway. He went out for another corner. Big Hunter ran out, and honestly, man, I just thought he was just going to absorb me.
Big shirt Hunter.
Aye, cracking big player.
Man.
Absolute man mountain.
Cracking big defender, there, isn't he?
Aye, I mean, see him and Bert. We used to turn up at places, and they'd be like, Bert was never what you would say thin, you know what I mean? And they'd be like, look at this fucking fat ginger. And they're like, Big Hunter, look at this big cunt. He can't move. 5 minutes into the game, and the fucking Bert and Hunter were just running the show.
Bert was different gravy, man.
And he just coasts right across the park. Never.
That's brilliant, man. He's everything about him. Everything, just his mentality, his first touch, he's shooting, he's passing, he's dribbling, everything.
I played with him at school, and you used to think you were getting near him. You're like, right, I've got him. He would just turn or make a wee pass, and you're like, where the fuck is he gone? He would just move away. And you're like,
fat arse anyway.
Oh, it's phenomenal at it. What's your best away day that you've had?
Again, I've had a few because Motherwell Thistle, they played in the SAFL, Scottish Amateur Football League, and there was teams from all over Scotland. We went up to Oban. Oban was a brilliant day, absolutely amazing. Went to Loch Gilphead twice.
Right.
Another couple of fantastic days. The Bully, we went down to Dumfries to play a team called Scar. That was a good day. Really good day. It was like fucking 25 degrees. We were all out, fully it. Brilliant.
Fucking ideal. That's the one thing I miss about the football now, is away days.
The Bully never had an away day. Honestly, it must have took us about 7 years before we get a bona fide official away day. And we're at the country with that day.
Our away day for the last 4 years was away to fucking St Ambrose.
St Ambrose.
Pitch 5.
Aye. Block booting.
So just going to a few wee things about like teammates and stuff, right? So this is where you can pull your mates up and slag them if you want.
Right.
So who's the most skillful that you've played with?
Probably Gillis. Colin Gillis. Just crazy what he could do with a ball.
Nice.
No Gillis?
Aye.
Unbelievable, mate. The first time I seen him, I heard the boys talking about him. And I can't be that good. Unbelievable. Prove me wrong anyway.
The boss stuck to his foot, isn't it?
Just, there's no need for how good he is. There's no way you should be playing amateur football.
There's a lot of these local boys like that, but no.
So I just like to go with their mates, get a swally and enjoy a weekend. I know a couple of the boys, like Paul Woodlock, Johnny McStay. They're boys that could have played with us as well, but they like the junior lifestyle.
Who's got the best wand?
Probably Bert, to be honest with you. Bert could pass it from one byline to the next byline, right on your toe. Unbelievable.
Who's the best defender? You can say yourself on this one if you want.
Nah, I wouldn't say
Just
that,
don't say pizza.
No, I won't do that either. I mean, I don't know. There's obviously you'll probably ask me to do an 11.
Yep.
So, I mean, I don't know. Big Patty was really good. Scott Patterson.
Aye.
I think he's just an unsung hero.
I'd say so, mate. Aye, absolutely. No pace whatsoever, you would think, but
he's a machine, man.
Ever.
Nate ever really see if you speak about him or whatever. His name's never really mentioned, if you know what I mean.
Great player, mate. Honestly, it's like him, Phil McCauley, Peter McMaster, Wally Weir, Chrissy Kilpatrick, among others. These were all boys they were all pals with my wee brother Kevin, who also played with us. That was one of my highlights that I missed out. Actually, I got to play with my wee brother. That was good. But I didn't see the boys as anything but my boys. You know what I mean? I'd known them since they were kids, and they were just what a difference they made to our team.
Drew decided to go and try American football, didn't
he? He did indeed, aye. He did. He fucking bulked up, by the way. You want to see him? He done all right. I was there. I went there to watch him. And he get clotheslined. Honestly, man, I thought he'd been decapitated. Fucking bounced up to you. He ran out of the side. He looked all right, got out of the side, and he's like, oh my fucking God, I'm going to die, man. That guy just nearly killed me. Can't show any weakness, but can't show any weakness. Some big
fucking hard game, that.
Mate, aye, absolutely. No for me.
No.
Who's the biggest hothead? Who's one you thought, fuck, he's going to Centre Africa?
Really, man. I mean, I grew up with Del. I've known Del since I was 4 years old, before primary school. And I mean, it could be 60 minutes, absolutely cruising it, and then just flip a lid, man, like lose the plot completely.
Who's the worst
You
trainer?
both agree, aye?
I've heard that.
Aye, the big man, he was capable of losing the plot.
Who's the worst trainer?
To be honest with you, we never trained much at all, mate. That was
Did
one
you
of the
not?
big regrets with the Bully. We just turned up on Sunday most times, and whoever was there just put performance in.
Maybe Paul McCrossan tried to take a couple of training sessions.
Big Paul, honestly, mate, what he done brilliant for us. Absolutely brilliant. Kept us going when we probably, if it wasn't for him, we would have folded, to be honest with you.
2 seconds, please.
Except Simmons in charge when I came, I think I only played not even 2 games, man, about 15 minutes out of 2 games.
But you were there for a wee while. You were turning up, you know what I mean, and you were coming. And I remember a couple of times you came and we were waiting at the Bully, and it was all games half boys. Shit like that. It's annoying when that happens.
Considering, obviously, you know the players that are in the team and how good the team could be, you know what I mean?
Aye, that for me was, once we started realising our potential, it was brilliant, man. It was really, really brilliant to see it.
Just grew arms and legs after that, didn't it?
Well, it did, mate. I mean, we did struggle for a few seasons, as I say. We got to 2 semi-finals one season. This is the season before we won our first trophy, and I thought both semi-finals we were probably the better team. We get beat twice. We had no goalie, no striker. That was it, basically. Everything else seemed to fall into place, but we never had a goalie or a striker.
2 key factors in it.
Yeah. See the difference when Gareth Halford joined us and Johnny rejoined us. We were going for, I mean, we used to play well and get beat 5-4 and all that, and then all of a sudden they 5-4s turned into like 7-0, 8-0, 9-0 that we were winning. Obviously, difference that 2 players could make to a team was scary.
Gary Holford went and played higher level, I know, did he not for a bit?
I think he went to Lanark, and we were very, very lucky that he had a protege, with PG.
What a keeper he was, I know.
Amazing, mate. The difference in him for when he joined, for when I left, just became a man. It was brilliant to see.
Do you think that first... Did he not?
Didn't speak a word, and then by the end of the time you're like, fucking hell, man, I wish you wouldn't speak again. He was, what a boy. Loved him to bits, man.
Do you think that first league win kind of drove more boys round about Muirhouse and Motherwell to the Bullfrog?
I'd say more boys from Motherwell and Wishy to the detriment of the boys from Muirhouse, maybe. Because we got where we got, and then boys that maybe played against us started wanting to join us.
Aye.
I never thought I'd see that happen, ever.
It's a drive of fucking a successful team, though, isn't it?
Aye. There's a wee guy, I don't know if you know him, John Mulroy.
No.
Nah. Mate, I'm surprised because he's played with every fucking amateur team in the Shire. It was a Thursday night. We went to a training session just so we could get together before that first final. So we're all there getting a laugh and a joke and getting a wee kick about and all that. And Johan just appeared like, all right, boys, who's this guy? I've joined the team. Didn't know him or nothing, man. Just wanted to come down and get in the fucking cup final squad.
Did they get in the cup final squad?
No.
Still showed up, but...
Oh, absolutely, aye.
Where did you get to there, Pete? Sorry, mate.
No, we were just talking about the start and how you got there. Who's the quickest player you've played with?
Do you know Anton Mitchell?
Aye.
Tony Mitchell. He was really, 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 really fast, man. At the start, it was like, I think Tony played rugby growing up, and when the Motherwell Thistle got the squad together, whatever, he was one of the boys, and he played up front, and he was so fast. He couldn't stop, but he got his act together and learned the game, and I thought Anton was probably the fastest.
Who's the best player you've played with?
Best player? Bert, probably. Gillis, just for what he could do. There was a guy called Steph McDonald, played with us at the start. Yeah, what a player that boy was. He was Bert's hero. Bert looked up to him. Bert modelled his on him. This guy was phenomenal, man.
Who's your free kick taker?
Bert.
Aye. Noted.
But just was never really kind of lean back and curl it in with Bert. It was just smash it. And if they want to get in the way, that's their fucking fault.
91st minute, cup final, 1 each. Penalty. Who's taking it?
Wally Weir. 100%.
I don't think I've seen him miss one yet.
No, and I never seen him miss many either, but didn't matter. First minute, last minute, cup final, first round, Wally Weir would stand up there. He would put himself in the line every time.
No. Nah, the boy's phenomenal. I think he's kind of underrated at times as well, isn't he? Wally Weir, nobody really kind of talks about him.
Definitely, he goes under the radar a wee bit, Wally, but he's the glue, man. He was there for the get-go. Did he not join your team?
Aye, he's with us, aye.
What, still?
Aye.
All right.
On and after enough, but he's just fucking plodding along.
Bring the young boys on.
Bert's been at training enough.
Who?
Bert.
I say aye.
And Phil McCauley's playing up front with wee Dan, so.
Brilliant player and all. Phil McCauley played with us when he was 15-year-old.
Honestly, he out-jumps everybody.
Class, he's absolute classy boy, honestly.
Frightening. We've got a wee boy Dan, who's fucking rapid. Scored like I think he's 186 goals in 82 games or something.
Right, okay.
And fucking him and Phil just complement each other.
Well, definitely. Phil was never the fastest. He wasn't a slouch, but he was never the fastest. But he's just class. He knows how to hold the ball up. He knows how to play the game.
I know. Bert was training last week, and well, he's been playing.
That's good to hear, man.
Still going to try and get back into it, kind of thing, that man.
So, what is the story? How long is it going to be before he's?
17th of May is when we're back.
That's not long at all, man.
And I've created a league as well, so it's a summer league.
Right.
So rather than August to May, it's going to be March to November.
Right, okay.
So we're in making a Sunday Central, Football Central and that. And it's all new teams that have started it, so just taking it for there.
Sounds alright. I'm glad things are going right.
Guys,
what is it?
Anytime you want to get back into it, you know where we are.
Yeah, I must say, I'm not going anywhere. It's not even I've not got talent or whatever. I've just not got the drive for it anymore, I don't think. No,
I don't think so.
Nah, man, I couldn't even go a jog. Honestly, I'd get myself all ready. I'd look outside and I'd be like, oh, it's raining a wee bit. Maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes.
That's me. I can't do it, missus. I go a jog. Just jump the motor, drive around the circle.
I think on a jog,
try that, man. Make it a bit of peace.
Aye, it's good. Nah, we're fucking playing in October and stuff like that, and get on that was coming down.
He's fucking. The park?
Aye. I'm just going down my bottles and shit. He's like, the ultras are here.
Did you just rename that park?
Aye, for Big Scott Dawn, but we're moving parks. But we've got to keep doing it to minors. Got to keep the sign in that though, and take that down and rename that.
Love the minors, mate. Park was good. You always get a right good few people out. Changing rooms are a disgrace, man.
Aye.
We've been done up.
I thought they were
porta cabin in that now.
The what?
So you kind of porta cabin or not?
Oh well, that's not so bad then. That's not so bad. The changing. I used to play in it when I was at high school, so you can imagine we're like 15 and all that wee boys and
concrete things.
Horrific, mate. Couldn't even fit a full team in it.
No, it's all done up, man.
That's good to hear. I didn't know that. That's what happens when you're not in the game anymore.
But no, we're going to start playing down there, and Pete's boys are down there and all, so trying to have it as the home mate kind of thing.
It'd be good to get home.
But all your games are going to be on YouTube and that as well.
Sounds alright, mate. You're doing this, you're doing YouTube, you're videoing games, He's definitely
Keeps
right
us busy.
Well, I suppose that's the main thing.
But we'll do, mate, is we'll go into your 1 to 11.
Aye, no bother.
Beatsy will do that. What formation you going with?
I'll just stick to the old tried and trusted 4-4-2.
Oh, I love that. I love it.
That's
Doesn't happen very often now, does it?
No, it doesn't, mate, but that's what I know, that's what I'm sticking with.
People go on 4-1, 4-1, 2-6. No, fuck off.
I know, mate, just stick to it, you know.
Get the football manager tactics up. So who's your goalkeeper then?
Changes, by the way. Tonight, I'd probably say PG 18. Unbelievable player, unbelievable boy. Sorely missed.
Who's your left back?
Scott Watson. Do you know Scott?
No.
Cracking wee player. Scott's probably about 30 now. He joined us just as we were probably part of the reason we went on an upward trajectory, to be honest with you. Massive part of the Bullfrog being where they are now, or where they were, sorry.
Who's your right back?
Danny Young.
He's quite an underrated player, isn't he?
Mate, that's clear. That's a few underrated players I've said. I just notice, you know, and you see what you see.
Mm-hmm.
These are guys I've played with. These are guys that I've been in really hard games with, and I know I can trust them, to be honest. And Danny's probably one of the most underrated players I've played with.
Mm-hmm.
Cracking player.
Who's one of your Who's one of your centre backs?
Patty Patterson. Absolute monster, honestly. Just was he about 6'3" or something like that. It used to amaze me. Me and him used to go up for corners, right? And he'd be like, "You go front post, I'll go back post." So I went front post, ball went back post, and then he'll be like, "I'll go back post, you go front post." Ball went back. Every time, man, it just went right to his head. Every time. Big guy was a class act.
Who's his partner?
Stuart Hunter. Man Mountain, captain for the Motherwell Thistle team. Good guy to have in your team, absolutely.
Is he still playing?
I don't think so. I spoke to him maybe a fortnight ago or something like that, just to see how he was doing. I think he's wrapped it too. I
think with this COVID thing, see everybody stop and start and try to get back into it. I don't think that's helped the older kind of folk now.
Well, definitely no, mate. I was playing just when the first kind of lockdown happened. I started back with the Bully that season, but it got curtailed, and then obviously in the end we just get that by. That was enough.
Shame, man. Who's your left mid?
Colin Gillis. Absolute joy, to be honest with you. I wouldn't listen to a lot of people. I don't know why, but he seemed to listen to me. Great player. I have him in my team every day of the week.
Good. Who's your right mid?
It's a tough one, man, to be honest with you. Probably Mark Brady. I never played with Brady long, but I played against him. And I watched him a few times as well before I rejoined the Bully, and really, really good player, man. Probably should have played at a higher level, to be honest with you, as well, Brady.
I think he's at juniors there.
Is he? Doesn't surprise me the slightest. Doesn't surprise me.
He tore us a new one. See up that park at Gowfrapple. Oh, his movement was frightening.
Don't feel bad about it. It did it to near enough every single team we played against.
He was on a different level, that boy.
Definitely.
Who's your centre mid? One of them.
Wally Weir and Bert McMaster. Both Muirhouse boys. Both knew what it meant to play for the Bully, and both really, really knew how to play the game, to be honest with you. Brilliant centre midfield partnership between them.
Just two absolute leaders, aren't they?
Aye, absolutely, aye. But when you say leaders, Wally Weir mostly was a leader, and Bert was something else, to be honest with you. He was brilliant.
Bert talks for a full game.
He does, absolutely brilliant. You don't always need the captain's armband, you know what I mean, to pick yourself about and let the boys know things on the park. But Wally was definitely the captain. Bert McMaster's definitely his partner.
Great choice. So he's up to your front two.
Johnny Henry. Must have seen the wee guy scoring about 500 goals, man. Honestly, unbelievable player.
See, for his age too, that guy can move, man. See me played against him. Was that up at Parkett? The one where Danny Murphy tried to step up, and Johnny's in his.
That was the same one with Matt Brady.
And mate, he's left him with about a 50-yard chase within about 2 seconds.
But that's the thing. I wouldn't say Johnny was the fastest.
Nah, he was clever with it.
Very clever with it. Absolutely, man. He knew exactly how to get away from a player, and if he had that extra bit of pace, though, God knows where. We probably wouldn't be talking about him. He'd probably have been playing with an SPL team, to be honest with you.
And he's not an arrogant player either.
No, absolutely not, man. Absolutely not. Good team player, John. Greedy as fuck, mind you, but he's a striker. And
was he? Aye.
Oh, aye. 100%, aye.
But was it just when he was in the box, or just in general?
In the box, mostly. I mean, Johnny's not going to pass anywhere near the box, to be honest, and he doesn't need it because he just slots it that many times that why should he?
He knows he doesn't need to.
Definitely, and we know he didn't need to either, but it doesn't stop our boys moaning.
So is he strike partner then?
Phil McCauley, absolute superstar here, boy. Honestly, I love wee Phil. Just class, absolute class player.
Yeah, that's a cracking team, man.
It is indeed, mate. Honestly, I'm number 12. I'm first up.
Aye, got to be. Surprised you're not in it at the back, to be honest with you.
You're actually the first person that's not picked themselves.
Fuck that. You never asked me to pick myself. You asked me to pick my favourite.
It's up to you. It's up to you.
Absolutely,
that's good. Who's the captain?
Wally Beer. Every day of the week.
That team probably beats near enough everybody, doesn't it? That team's probably going to take you to the final of the Scottish Cup at least.
Definitely. I mean, I've left guys out there that I don't know if they'll watch this or no, but they'll probably think to themselves, what the fuck's he doing, a specky prick? There's other guys that could easily be in there if you kind of had this conversation with me in a different night.
See, when you're on the spot, though, it's different, isn't it? It's just a case of, oh, fuck.
Well, that probably is my favourite 11 then, if when you're put on the spot, you know what I mean?
Nah, that's a cracking team, man. It really is. That really is, mate. That's everything we've got.
Thanks very much, man. That went quite quick.
Time flies, doesn't it?
It does, mate. I can't believe how quick that went.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate coming on. Honestly, you sent me the link. I seen the last one you've done, and aye, man, it's all right.
Just something re-jog your memories of your playing time and that, know what I mean?
I think maybe if I had my brother sitting next to me or somebody else sitting next to me, I would have much better, crazier stories for you, to be honest with you.
I thought to bounce off it.
Definitely, man. Definitely.
That might be an idea, actually.
I think it's something we're going to look at down the line, see, like,